Okay, now I will introduce you the main land surveying, the instruments, and this is the total stations. And this is the total station, and the brand is the Leica TC0, and this is the leveling instruments, and the model is a Sprinter, and these land surveying instruments is used almost 95% of the civil engineering projects, and this total station is measure the slope distance and azimuthal and horizontal angles. By using these measurements, it calculates the coordinates, area, and the volume of interested area. And this leveling instrument is used to measure the relative distance, relative height between two interesting points. Okay. So before we use the total station in a real civil engineering projects, we have to set up this total station to our survey mark. And here you see this is our example of the survey mark, and now I will explain you how to set up this total station over this survey mark. Actually, the total station setup consists of the two processes. The first, leveling, and the second is the centering. So I will use this tripod. This is the tripod of the total stations. And the first thing, I have to release all connections. I release the hinge. This is the hinge. Rotating anti-clockwise. Okay, and I extend the tripod until my shoulders, maybe more, it's no problem. And again, I tightly fix the hinge by rotating screw the clockwise directions. And bring the tripod to over my survey mark. Now I placed the tripod of our survey mark, and tripod legs should be equally spaced. That means, if I explain this blackboard, if this is our survey mark, and this is the tripod legs, and this the distance between each legs should be approximately equal. Of course, we cannot do it ideally, but we have to try this. Length should be equal. Okay, now tripod legs almost equally spaced, but the other thing we have to pay attention, the position of the tripod head or tripod level, and this should be almost parallel to the survey point or survey mark, and the survey mark is also should be centered to this tripod head. If it's not centered, we can change the position by rotating, by changing the tripod. Okay, now I'm centering the survey points. Okay. Now I can see with my eyes the survey mark. It's almost centered, and the plate level is almost parallel to the survey mark. If the survey area is very slippery, we use special component of the total station. This is the equipment, And this equipment is the called spider, and this ensures the stable position of the total station in the slippery floor. Now I will show you how to install this spider. The center of the spider, you see the center of the spider is, we locate the center of our survey arc. And mount the tripod legs. And here is also the last tripod. Okay. And we bring the tripod center of our survey mark. And I see once again through this tripod heat. Now I can see the survey area, survey mark, sorry. Now its total station tripod is ready. We can install the total station on the tripod. Okay. Now tripod is ready, so we can install the total station to the tripod. I take the total station and I put it on the tripod head, and I firmly tightening the screw. Now I finished the locate the total station on the tripod head. And from now I will use 2 air bubbles and electronic leveling display. To see the electronic leveling display, I have to turn on the total station. I hope you can see the display. Okay. Now you can see a display, electronic leveling display, but now you cannot see it because this air bubbles is too far from the center. I will bring it to center by using this tripod legs. Okay. I take this and I see the air bubbles. Okay. Almost done. Now you can see the electronic leveling display. So now you see the electronic leveling display, and we use this display for fine adjustments. And this tells that the total station is not leveling yet. That means we have to use this screw to complete the leveling. if I rotate this screw parallelly, I will rotate the leveling screw, first one. And now you can see that we have completed the leveling process because there is three rectangle that check it. That means we have finished the final fine adjustments. And the next step is centering. You see here, next step is centering. We have just finished the leveling process. Centering means, before explaining you centering, I will remind you that in total station there are three axes, three imaginary axes. The first axis is vertical axis. This is the vertical axis, and the horizontal axis, and sightening axis. This is the sightening axis. So, in case of the centering, the vertical axis should be coincide with survey mark. Okay, but this laser pointer shows that tell us that the vertical line of the total station is not coincide with the survey mark. So to do it the coincide, I will release the total station accurately, and rotate the total station on the top of the tripod head and bring the vertical axis coincide with survey mark. Okay, now its vertical axis is almost 100% overlap at the survey mark. Then again, tightly fix the total station. Now its vertical axis is coincide with the survey mark. So during the centering, I moved the total station on top of the tripod head, and during this process I broke the level, and this display, leveling electronic display, tells me that the leveling of the total station is broken because these black is too far from the center, but this is no problem. I can do it again by using this leveling screws. I rotate two screws in same time. Now you see the electronic leveling display tells me that the instrument is now leveled because I level it again, and I also the centered of the total station is almost coincide with the vertical axis. So now you can see here is I completed two process, leveling and centering. Now this machine, total station, is ready to measure vertical, horizontal and azimuthal angles and slope distance, and calculate the coordinates of the control points.